coming. Morning, Mrs. Pugh. Harold here. Oh, you did? Friday? No, I wasn't here Saturday either. I was helping William clean the belfry. A what? A cablegram? Can they do that? From a ship at sea? Oh, remarkable. Who do you think it's from? That must be his uncle. You know, the second brother that went to America in the 20s. Oh, dear, must I, Mrs. Pugh? Personally? Well, of course I'm not afraid of Sir Henry. But it is quite a journey up to the Hall. And he is eccentric. Well, I mean to say, you never know what might happen. Oh, very well, then. I'll deliver it. What's it say? Well, yes, I suppose I should write it down. Stop one moment and I'll see if I can get hold of a form. We did have one or two. Mrs. Finchley Gossett used to get one from her son in Australia on her birthday before she died. Telegram.
I brought it right away, Sir Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
November the 7th.
What is it, Father?
Incompetent clots. I suppose it's too much to hope that those petty-pocket czars in the post office could deliver a telegram on time just for once, instead of playing ducks and drakes with it and pushing it all over England.
What's it say?
Incredible inefficiency. Why, it's criminal to delay a matter of this urgency. Uncle George caught an earlier boat. He left New York last Thursday. He arrives tomorrow evening.
Oh, that's awkward, isn't it? Won't leave you too much time to get things ready. Why didn't he let you know?
Oh, come on, Albert.
What's this?
A letter of your sister Constance. Pack of lackadaisical milksops. Comes of being spoon-fed with all this television pap. Albert, I'll have to make other arrangements.
Yes, sir.
Where are you going?
Oh, to the greenhouse. I rather thought I'd see if the frost had affected my sophistropody actors.
My boy, there's a time and place for everything. Try and concentrate on the matter at hand. Now, I'll take that. You can take these birds to your mother in the kitchen. I'll get the dust covers off the car, and this evening, you better put some petrol in and see if you can start the engine.
Yes, sir.
Edith? Dinner.
Just a minute, Mother.
Edith!
How did this happen, Henry?
Uncle George managed to book on an earlier steamer.
Oh, dear, how very American. But then, as I remember, Uncle George always was impetuous. How old is he now, dear?
He's 2 years older than Mother.
75, 77. Oh, the slightest little thing could carry him off. I don't imagine he's very strong, do you, dear?
Oh, I shouldn't think so.
Will you be able to do everything as you planned?
Not as I originally planned, no. I'll have to improvise, but I'll manage.
I'm sure you will, Henry. Do you wish to tell me precisely what you're intending?
No. This is my responsibility. You have borne enough. Just one moment, Edith. Perhaps I should say, now that our salvation is in sight, that you have borne all your duties with faithfulness and modesty. In fact, I may not have remarked on this before, but I'm quite pleased with you. On the whole, I have, in our 26 years of marriage, found you entirely suitable. Above all, in spite of financial setbacks and sundry upsets, you have never questioned my authority, nor shown the slightest initiative.
Thank you, Henry.
Constance, do you intend to go to dinner half naked?
Oh, isn't this exciting? Won't it be nice to see Cousin George again? Henry, how long will George be able to stay? Will he be with us for Christmas?
I rather doubt it, Aunt Alice.
Oh, what a pity, and he could have helped us decorate the hall.
Henry, you can't be serious. You're not going through with this mad scheme of yours.
Marjorie, light, amusing conversation during dinner, if you please. Good night, Mother.
I'll take you up, Victoria. Goodbye.
Oh, Constance, there's a letter here or something for you. Came today.
Father, this letter was posted 10 days ago.
Yes, I know. I shall raise the matter with the post office. Remote we may be here, but I feel under
Oh,
the...
it's from Edward. Edward? Yes, you know, Edward Rotherhithe. You both said I could invite him up here for the weekend.
Yes, we'll discuss that matter later, Constance, whatever it is. The moment your mother's far too busy preparing for Uncle George.
Henry, if I may...
Henry's quite made up his mind, Marjorie. It's no use trying to dissuade him now.
Father would never have allowed anybody, not even a complete stranger, to be treated as shabbily as you propose. Uncle George...
What I'd like to point out, Marjorie, is that times have changed. Our father was never faced, as I am faced today, with ruinous taxation, driven to the brink of desperation, trying my best to maintain this house and my family, cornered by rules and regulations, concocted by incompetent bureaucratic kluts, without the dimmest notion of the problem.
Henry.
Hmm? You know full well there's something substantial isn't paid on Father's death duties by next January.
All I'm suggesting...
I've sold all I can. What more do you want me to do? Throw open Clitterburn Hall to trippers and vulgar sightseers at 2 shillings and 6pence per capita? Have the populace peering at me while I shave? A slack-jawed rabble watching you in your bath?
Don't be vulgar, dear.
Has Albert tried to get a job?
Marjorie, if you're not being facetious, you're being impertinent.
Has he?
No, and he won't. I will not prostitute my son to trade. And he certainly couldn't manage anything else.
But he does so well with his flowers, dear.
Oh, he's all thumbs. The most I can hope for when this business is settled, and there's more to drink in the house, that I can teach him to decant port properly.
Henry, you're missing my point and not considering my feelings at all. There's a right way to do everything.
Well, I quite agree.
Uncle George was very fond of me. I haven't seen him for nearly 30 years. I'd like to get to know him better. Couldn't we possibly wait a week or so?
And find ourselves bogged down in a morass of sentimentality? No.
Then I must take a stand on the basis of taste and manners. I shall leave the house.
Good.
She can't be serious.
Why, of course not. Where would she go?
Henry, I've been thinking, those 2 birds you shot today, there isn't much else. I don't suppose we could have them for dinner tomorrow night.
Let's not lose our heads in a crisis, Edith. Those birds won't be fit for eating till they've hung a good 72 hours.
I just thought I'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night, dear. I didn't hear you come down, Aunt Alice.
You didn't? I know I'm not really supposed to know what's going on, Henry, but I do. I know you've been trying to keep something from me.
You do?
And I think it's very considerate of you, but I do know. Just how much money do you need, Henry? Oh, you needn't tell me if it's a secret, but I am sympathetic about it. Here. It's a checkbook.
Well, it's not mine.
No, it was one of your dear father's. He didn't use them all.
Where did you find this, Aunt Alice?
In the box room this evening. Actually, I was looking for something quite different. I wanted to show Cousin George my souvenirs from the French Colonial Exposition. They seemed quite good checks.
Thank you, Aunt.
I did want to help. You've been so good to me and so kind. Considering I'm only a second cousin, or possibly a third. Good night, Henry.
Madeira Wine Association. 312 guineas.
Father, you remember you said I could invite Edward up here sometime?
Oh, yes, splendid. We'll talk about that later. Bit of a rush at the moment. Got to get Albert off to meet Uncle George. Albert, hurry!
Henry, I want you to talk to that boy. If I hadn't cried out just then, he'd have charged right into me. He's always doing it. Charging up and down the stairs like a bull in a china shop.
Yes, Mother.
Henry! Henry! Won't Uncle George find it a bit odd and unfriendly being met by just Albert? It doesn't worry you what he'll think.
Well, it does. On the other hand, I can't leave Albert to manage things here by himself. He's mechanically incompetent.
I'll have tea ready for you when you've finished, dear.
Yeah. Come on, Albert, don't hang about.